So before going any further in this series, it's very important to know about conditional statements. So in this video, we will have a small hands-on session on these conditional statements that we use in JavaScript. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Hey guys, this is Neha from Webstack. Welcome to the 10th episode of JavaScript series. So before getting started, if you are new here, make sure to click that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you don't miss any updates from me. So almost we all know what actually is if-else statement. So I'm not gonna bore you in this video by telling you what it is and why we use it, but simply we are just going to refresh some syntax of this if else, and then we are going to directly jump into the application thing. Now if I write if here, and you can simply see we get a block for if statement. So I'll simply get a condition here which you need to provide inside the parenthesis. So let's say if I have some value, let's say a equals to 5, and then if I give the condition as if a is less than let's say 10, then it should actually print something. Let's say I'll provide here inside if block. So actually we are working inside this if block, and if I just save it, you can see here in the console it is printing inside if block. But let's say I also want to write if a is not less than 10, if it is greater than that, so you will simply use else statement, and you don't need to write any condition inside it, and you can simply write like this inside else block. So if I save it, and you can see still it is printing inside if block. Let's give the value as 12, and now it is saying inside else block. So we can also use nested if statements, if inside an if. So if I just write here, if a is greater than 3, then only it will actually print console.log. So if I just write it here, it will actually print inside else statement. Let me just write it like this, and now it is printing inside if block. So this is the general syntax how you write if and else. Now let's move on to our application in which we will be using this if else statement. Now let's try and build a simple authentication system for an online ticket booking website using if else. So we will not be using that higher end methods, but yes, we will be using simple if else to just design that kind of system. So here we will be having some module called, let's say I have some variable here is logged in to check whether the user is logged in or not. So let me write this is logged in module as true. And let's say I have one more module that defines actually the role of the user. So we can have multiple kind of users inside this ticket booking online website. We can have admin who can like add the tickets or add the movies to the website. Also, we can have the role as users, like we actually book the ticket by going there. And that's it. So let's provide the role here. So I'll provide the role as admin right now. Now let's apply this if else statement here. So if I simply write if, I want to check whether a user is logged in or not. So I'll write is logged in. So that will simply tell me if the user is logged in. Then it will actually check with the help of nested if statement. So it will check the role of the user. So if the role of the user is actually admin, let's say for the time being it is admin, and for comparison operator I'll be using this triple equals to, as we have already discussed about this comparison operators in the last video. If you have not watched that video, so I'll provide the link in the description box below. Please go and watch that first. So if this role is equals to admin, then actually it should print something. So let's say it will print here, and I'll also provide the curly braces so that if I want to print multiple lines, you can easily print it out. So here I will be writing welcome admin, and then I'll have one more console statement which will actually tell me the role of that admin. So I'll say you can add new movies. So all the movies, the price, everything can be added by admin only. So let's say if the role is not user, so I can simply write else if the role is equals to, that is triple equals to, and then if I write if it is user, so I'll simply say console.log and I'll say welcome user. Simple. And in the next statement I can write that you can book movie tickets. So actually this will work on some token session based systems, but for now we are just using the core thing, that is if else. Now if the role is user, this two messages will be printed to the user. But if the role is neither user nor admin, then it should be printed like console.log and I can write contact your admin. So I can simply write contact your admin and then a sad face if we can give there. So this is all these are the nested if else that I'm having, and this is my complete like the outer if which we are having here. So here I'll also try to give an else part. So if user is not logged in, so I can simply try to print a warning message inside this else statement. So I can write here, please log in to the portal. We can also send a sad smiley here. So that's it. So this application is actually checking if my user is logged in. If it is true, it will check these statements, which is actually checking the role. So if the role is admin, so it will print these messages. If the role is user, it will say welcome user, you can book the movie tickets. And if neither the role is user or admin, if it will actually print a warning message which will say contact your admin. Else, if the user is not logged in, it will actually print me an error message, please log in into the portal, and that's it. So let's try this out. So right now it is printing welcome admin, you can add new movies. So if I write the role as user, you can see here it is saying welcome user, you can book movie tickets. And if I write the login as false, if I send it and I press save, it is actually giving me a message, please log in into the portal. And I don't give the role as user or something else, let's say XYZ. So it will actually say, okay, let me write it as true. Now it will say contact your administrator or admin. So this is how you can create a simple application. I hope this is clear to everyone, and now you know how we can use it in real life applications as well. Though the actual application will look something more complex than this, but this is actually the breaking down of your complex application into a simpler one. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you do, please give the thumbs up and do share and subscribe to WebStack so that we could reach out to more people out there. And please let us know in the comment section below how you are finding this JavaScript series. So we'll see you in the next video.